This is the 2025 Forex Trading Empire Mentorship Program, Lecture 10. The topic for this lecture is fundamental factor. Now we have just discussed about section, we talk about elements of trade setups. We are going deep into the lecture. Now we're talking about fundamental factors. Understanding the fundamental factors, understanding what you need to know about the fundamental parts, because the fundamental part is still one of the major parts when understanding a currency pair. You need to understand the fundamental factors in order to trade a currency pair. Now, the fundamental factors are the publicly available financial data to evaluate the value of a currency. Now, these publicly available data are what we use to evaluate the value of a currency. And those publicly available data are the interest rate, market sentiment, economical high and medium impact news. So impact news, the red folder news you guys have been hearing about, we use it to evaluate the value of a currency. CPI, FOMC, NFP, unemployment rates, unemployment claims are under the economical high and medium impact news. Commitment of traders, COT. Now, understanding commitment of traders are where the traders are speculating on that. If traders are speculating to buy, you mostly know that you need to stay away from the crowd and go the other side. So understanding the commitment of traders, which in this 2025 lecture, I'm not going to go through all the fundamental factors. The reason is that I find that when you are sticking to one currency pair, the major thing you need to understand is the technical part. The fundamental part still applies, but understanding the technical part is more better. We'll be applying the fundamental part, but it will be only the economical high and medium impact news with the interest rate. We wouldn't be paying attention to market sentiment or commitment of traders. It tends to confuse traders when sticking to those fundamental factors. The two major fundamental factors we'll be using is going to be the interest rates and the economical high and medium impact news. Personally, on your own, you can go through and investigate more on market sentiment and how to use market sentiment and commitment of traders. But in this 2025 mentorship program, I wouldn't be touching on those topic or on those fundamental factors. I wouldn't be driving out reasons to buy or sell from those economical factors. I'll be paying attention to the high and medium impact news and the interest rates. So let's go to the website where you can easily find these data. Now, the first website to find this data is myfxbook.com. So you search up myfxbook.com, you go to the website. Now, in this website, you'll be checking the interest rate. I use this website to check my interest rates, but you can still use it to look at economical calendar. But I only go for the interest rate and commitment of trader. But since we'll not be talking about commitment of traders and market sentiment, we'll just be focusing on the interest rate. So on the website, you can look below the FX tools. You'll see economical calendar, interest rate, FX calculator, news, spreads, Forex, health, math, correlation, market hours. So you stick to interest rate. We're going through the interest rate. Now, how to apply the interest rate? The currency with the high interest rate has the higher value. So we tend to buy currency with high interest rates. The currency with the low interest rate tends to lose value, because how it works is that everybody wants to put their money where they'll be gaining a high interest rate. When if they are lending their money to that country, they'll be having a higher return at the end of the year in the interest being paid by the country. So they'll be offering their capital to that country, and that country will be holding more of their capital, which will increase the growth of the country. And if it's increasing the growth of the country, is increasing the value of the country. While country with low interest rate tends to stick to stable economy, which means they are not seeking for high growth. They're just managing their economy. So you evaluate the two quoted currency. Let's say if I'm trading the Euro USD now, let's look at the Euro interest rate. You can see Euro Central Bank. The Euro Central Bank is at 3.15%. The Euro Central Bank is lower than the United States, which is the Federal Reserve, which is at 4.5%. At this point, I'll be looking for higher prices in the US dollar and lower prices on Euro USD. So on the dollar index, I'll be anticipating higher prices, and on the Euro USD, I'll be anticipating lower prices. And so far, if you have been paying attention to the Euro USD chart, you know that we have been on a downtrend since last year, before even entering this 2025 mentorship program, because the interest rates have been out and the Federal Reserve interest rates have been higher than the European interest rates. So understanding interest rate, you take your own time to look through different currency pairs to see the difference in the interest rates, and an interest rate that has a big difference, a big spread between the quotes and the base currency tends to trade the most. So when there's a big spread between both currency, there's a high volatility in that currency because it attracts investors to that country or currency. Now let's talk about economical high and medium impact news. If you go into forexfactory.com, on forexfactory.com we have, it's being categorized by color. We have the orange, we have the red, and we have the white. So white is mostly for holidays, and we have light orange and dark orange. Light orange is not much, is low impact news. Medium impact news is dark orange, and red is red folder impact news. So the medium impact news is classified by a dark orange color. So you can see I'm currently highlighting on it. This is a medium impact news, and this is a high impact news. You want to be paying attention to the high impact news and the medium impact news, but mostly put your focus on the high impact news because these are times where there's going to be a high volatility in the market, a lot of manipulation, and you need to be aware of it, which in many prop firms, you should avoid trading during this specific time, not opening trade exactly at this time. Maybe you wait after the news before taking a trade. So go to Forex Factory, look at the red folder news, the medium folder news, and the white is for non-economical holiday. Like when there are holidays, you see a white for the event. So these are the websites you use to check your economical data, and make sure to stick to this website in checking your interest rates and the red and medium impact news. So that's all for this video. I've talked about the red and the orange medium impact news. So understanding those impact news is very important, and understanding how interest rate works, and understanding the spread between interest rates that lead to high volatility on a currency pair is very important when picking a currency pair to trade in a specific month or on a specific day. I don't advise changing currency every day, but we'll talk more on it on further major. See you guys in the next major.